Yeah, so firstly, we would like to thank you for that really amazing session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For having us.
So our first question was, for some of our students who are planning a career in digital marketing, what would you advise them?
Who wants to take it?
Varsha, this one's on you.
Right. The best advice I could give for someone in digital marketing is that, like I said earlier, digital media and the way it's transforming today can be very daunting. Every day you have a new technology that's disrupting things and categories. You have a new platform that's coming about. But at the core of things, like I said earlier, you need to understand and get down to basics. Understand who the consumers are, right, and what their behavior is in the online space. Try and understand that, because irrespective of what technology comes about, irrespective of which new platforms come about, that behavior will still stay the same. And so that's my best advice is, trying to understand that behavior versus trying to understand the technology driving it at every point. Yeah, and don't get daunted by it.
What are some of the problems that an entrepreneur faces?
Yeah, we can all take this, like we said earlier. One of the major things, I think, like, you need to be very prepared for the fact that it's not a career choice and that it's a life choice that you're making, because it is difficult to manage everything that goes around it, and you have to be prepared for it, and that means you need to love what you're doing. So that is definitely number one. I think another problem we probably faced, like we had mentioned, was you need to have a few years of experience for sure before you get in. We did have enough, but like I think that's a good piece of advice to give anyone who's getting ready to start their own company. Like, you should take a little bit of time to understand how things work in other places, and then take what you have learned and has helped you over there and bring that to your own company, then adapt, etc.
And also definitely something as simple as making the most out of whatever you have at that moment. We didn't have an office, we worked out of a cafe, and we made a lot of things happen during that time. And like how every startup is, they're made to bootstrap as much as they can. So whatever you get the most out of it, and you need to give in everything you possibly can before you start hiring resources or look at investment by yourself. Should you put in the places that is actually needed at that moment, rather than trying to do too many things at the same time. Like Varsha had mentioned before, focus is key for everything that you do. Do one thing one by one, do it well and move ahead, rather than trying to achieve too many things at the same time, because everything else will fall in place once you start focusing on each section of your company or everything else.
And it's just important to remember that there will be problems no matter what you do. So there's no escaping them. Just be prepared to handle them the second they happen. Be ready to think on your feet and be ready to adapt to the situation, whatever it is. Because I don't think that our problems were so different from many other people who start startups. Like, they all have the same issues that they face, and as long as you have faith in what you're doing, and the most important thing to do is power through. Like, don't stop. Don't ever give up like halfway through. Like, go all the way, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to every day as an entrepreneur, you're going to have curveballs thrown at you. Like she said, have the ability, you have to learn to adapt to the environment, learn to make tough decisions. It's going to be tough to make those tough decisions, but you have to learn to make them. Learn to say no, and when the time comes to you, right? I think one of the toughest things is that we constantly are faced with people coming to us wanting to collaborate. At a lot of times it sounds like a great opportunity, but when you evaluate it and look at the things that you have to work with, it doesn't seem like the most opportune thing to do.
Yeah, we struggle with not being able to say no very easily, and that is a huge thing that you have to learn how to do. You need to evaluate, and when it doesn't work, you have to be able to say no, be direct, be honest, and things should fall into place.